you too. I'm all right, thanks. How are you doing?
Good, yeah, all good. Weather's
It
nice,
is,
so I can't complain.
I know, right. I was going to say thank you so much for joining us on literally the hottest day of the year.
No, not at all.
Have you been out and about? You in London at the moment?
With my family, which is lovely. So I'm really, really happy to be home.
Oh, very nice.
Mm.
It is, I'm in Wales at the moment and it is absolutely boiling. So anybody who's watching, hopefully you're outside, hopefully you're hydrated and
Hmm.
you've got some cream on. So
I actually
thank you so
scalded
much.
myself. I'm like got totally
Oh
burnt. Not
no.
not good. Not a good look.
That's quite good that you tanned from Ireland though, because Welsh, well, me anyway, I'm pale as anything and I do
Yeah,
not tan. So,
I'm pasty Irish man.
so where in Ireland are you from?
Outside Dublin.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. But you're living in London now, or are you still in?
Yeah, no, that's like like that's where I base myself.
Ah, great, cool. And that's out of obviously necessity with work and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you always plan to move to London when you started working in acting?
It was probably something that was always kind of on the cards, but it took a little bit of time just because work. I was working in Dublin, and then I always said when I'd have a bit of free time or kind of staring into the abyss of unemployment, I would give London a crack. And I probably gave it a crack at the total wrong time, considering lockdown and everything. But
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
nothing can be done about that at this point.
Right, exactly. There's so much to do, and you obviously can't go out and do it at the moment. I was going to
Mm,
ask you as well, because obviously at the moment, with everything that's going on with normal people and how fast everything is propelled for you with the show,
hmm.
and obviously you're not able to like go and do all the press things in person at the moment. So it's a lot of staring at the screen. And how have you found all of that experience?
Yeah, I suppose I have nothing else to kind of measure off a kind of typical press campaign. This is my version of normal, I think. But it's been vast. It's been a lot of sitting in front of screens, but ultimately we have got like Ali, my publicist, and everyone around have really been able to organize a huge amount of meetings, a huge amount of kind of work on behalf of the show, and I don't think we've missed anything bar the kind of crack of getting to like go to different places in the world. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that I mean that's the thing, right? Is that we're able now. I think a lot of things are going to change after this because we're so able to not have people flying all around the world to do all of these junkets and things, and it's probably a lot better for people's mental health to be able to have their own life and do that as a side as well. So,
yeah,
yeah, it's probably going to continue in some sort of capacity after this. So there we
yeah.
go. So I wanted to go a little bit chronologically with your career.
Hmm.
And backstage, a lot of our, well, most of our audience are actors
Hmm.
from varying levels in their career. But I think it's really nice to talk about your experiences with how you got into the industry and if you've got any tips around that and everything. So, yeah, when did you decide that you wanted to be an actor? Was it something that was always on the cards for you?
No, I no, I did a school musical when I was 16, and it was very much something that I enjoyed doing. But it was only kind of when I got to applying for colleges, I was like, okay, what do I actually want to do with my life? And acting or the idea or the concept of being on stage was the thing that was most attractive to me at the time. And but I didn't have experience other than doing musicals before I applied for drama school.
Yeah. And where do you think that that came from? Was that something that you were into when you were younger, performing?
I saw my dad acted when I was growing up, and I saw him do things, and I very much enjoyed watching him. But it was never something that I was like, oh, that's the thing, I'm
Yeah.
going to go do that. But I think he'd shout at me if I didn't say that I got the acting bone from him.
Cool. So then, when you did your musical in school, which was it Phantom of the Opera?
It was indeed. It was a biggie to start off with.
Oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So when you did that for the first time, was that when you were like, okay, this is definitely for me?
It was very like I played a lot of sport growing up, but that was I got a similar kind of rush from playing sport as I did from being on stage. But I remember the first night being on stage, I like got I like an immense like adrenaline rush, and I feel like I've been chasing that feeling kind of since, but it still wasn't. It wasn't like I did the Phantom and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go be an actor. It wasn't until kind of very late in terms of applying for colleges that I was like, okay, I'm gonna pursue this as a viable career slash lifelong option.
Yeah. And then when you made that decision, you went to Leo, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what was the process for you for making that decision to actually really go for it?
The pro in terms of choosing the Lear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had see what happened was is that I was incredibly late in terms of in the academic year in my final year to kind of apply to a lot of colleges, and I at that point I wasn't even still dead set on being an actor. And I remember a couple of my friends or people that I knew were actors who had applied to the Lear. I reached out to them and I was like, talk to me about um the Lear, and they were incredibly effusive about it. And I emailed the head of administration there because I was late in my application. So I was like, could you please try and slot me in? And thankfully they did. And I had like in terms of the training there, not that I haven't trained anywhere else, so I only have good things to say about that course. And Lachlan Deegan, who's the head of the Lear, is like an amazing man, and we were worked really hard in a really, because you hear the horror stories in drama school where you're like forced to do crazy shit that I don't think is particularly useful, but they were really like it was a really hard, rewarding 3 years where we kind of interrogated loads of different kind of parts of the craft, and I found it like I know for a fact because I had no experience going into it. That's kind of where I learned the stuff that I try to use today.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, it's such drama school is it can be the most explorative, like exploitative, is that what? That's
It is now. It is now.
it is now. Yeah, I mean, it's so intense, and
Hmm.
the amount of pressure that you're under, and the days are really long, and the shows, especially in third year, you're churning out the shows and the
Yeah.
showcase, and yeah, a lot of people get a lot out of it, but that's not to say that it suits everybody, right?
Hmm.
It can,
No, totally. And like I just know it suited me because I didn't really have a clue what I was doing before it. You know, it gave me three
yeah,
years to kind of figure out A, if I could do it, B, really enjoy acting in a kind of safe environment without the eyes of like the public dictating your kind of taste in yourself as an actor. And then kind of just kind of quietly acknowledging the fact that it's something that you feel like you have some degree of control over. B, that you feel like you've learned something. C, that you feel like you're kind of getting good at it, or you feel that there's a progress in those 3 years, and then you feel just ready to give it a whack. Now, I totally understand that some people who training would be detrimental for, and I think there's a total argument for that, but I can only speak from my perspective on that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely something I definitely needed.
Yeah, and it definitely worked for you because you came out of Lear. And did you get an agent straight away, or did you get booked on the Great Gatsby job
No,
straight away? From what I,
yeah, I signed with Lara and Curtis Brown for. I think we kind of did we did a sneaky kind of like deal because you're not typically allowed to sign till the end, and we didn't officially sign till the end, but I kind of had made the decision in my head that Lara was the person that I wanted to work with, and I, like I've been so lucky that the people that I'm working with are utterly amazing, and we all have similar tastes. But like ultimately, I think an actor agent relationship, personally, I believe is something to be protected at all costs, and something that I feel is most productive when it's a lifelong relationship.
yeah, totally. And Laura Curtis Brown, that is, I mean, such a great partnership, I'm
She's
sure.
yeah, she's
So,
amazing.
so if she nabbed you up before you did your showcase, where did she?
Yeah, I was signed between me and Lara, and I hope nobody from here is listening. But we no, it just felt like the right fit. So we were kind